Hello, friends. Today we are going to start with Merchant of Venice, and we are going to do the last act of Merchant of Venice, which is Act 5. It is a short act comprising only one scene. If I may say, what is the dramatic significance of this act? The dramatic significance of this act is that this act brings about a happy, romantic ending. So that is, I think, the most important significance of this act. In the previous act, we have seen the climax, the drama in the courtroom. The audience must be a bit tensed. And therefore, this act is a soothing act. It brings a sort of relief for the audience. As I said, it is a romantic act that brings about a happy ending. There are few comic elements also associated with this act, namely the ring episode. We have seen in Act 4, Scene 1, and then in Scene 2, how Portia and Nerissa, in disguise of the lawyer and the clerk, manages to take away the rings from their husbands. So here we have the climax of the ring episode where Portia and Nerissa actually accuses their husbands for giving away the rings to ladies. Lastly, we have a happy ending in the sense that we see that Lorenzo and Jessica gets all the property that belonged to Shylock. Perhaps these are the three takeaways from this scene. As I said, a happy ending, a happy ending, which brings perhaps a soothing relief to the audience. Number 2, traces of some comic element. I'm talking about the ring episode. And number 3, a happy ending for Jessica and Lorenzo as well, as they received the information that they have received everything that belonged to Shylock. In the beginning of the scene, we see Lorenzo and Jessica having a romantic conversation. What is the conversation about? The conversation is about different love stories, but these love stories are unfulfilled love stories. These love stories are unrequited love stories that end in tragedies. So please note the nature of the love stories. The love stories over here are tragic love stories. The love stories over here are unfulfilled love stories. The love stories over here are unrequited love stories. What is important to know about these? These are basically love stories that we are talking about from Greek mythology. So there is always an aspect of an allusion over there. It is important to know these allusions. If you look at the book, I'm sure you will see that these allusions are given at the right side of the book. You need to know them because questions are often asked on the allusions from a given context. Let me proceed. Lorenzo says the moon shines bright. And in such a night as this, where the moon shines bright, where the wind gently kisses the tree and the trees make no complaint, make no moan. These are very, very soft winds. When the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees and they did make no noise, no complaint in such a night. So here is an example of the first unfulfilled love story, the story between Troilus and Cressida. Troilus methinks mounted the Trojan wall and sighed his soul towards the Grecian tents, where Cressid lay that night. Cressid was the love angle of Troilus. She had been unfaithful. Again, I say that please know the allusion of the story of Troilus and Cressid that is given at the side column of the page. And Jessica says, in such a night did Thisbe fearfully overtrip the dew, and saw the lion's shadow, err himself before himself, and ran dismayed away, surprised. So here is the second love story. The love story of Thisbe and her lover Pyramus. So please be careful that you also know and learn the allusion to the love story of Thisbe and Pyramus. We have the third love story. In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand. With a willow. Willow is symbolic of a sad tree. We often refer to the willow as a sighing tree. So this is the third love story of Dido and Aeneas. And you need to learn it. So stood Dido with a willow in her hand, and there she was at the bank of Carthage upon the wide sea banks, and wept, bid her love to come back again to Carthage. And Jessica says, in such a night, Medea gathered the enchanted herbs, enchanted, magical. So again, a love story of Jason and Medea. I cannot say this is an unrequited love story because they were married. The previous three were. So here is the love story between Jason and Medea. So what did Medea do? It was believed that she was a witch, and at the night she gathered enchanted herbs, enchanted magical potions, magical herbs, from where she made magical potions to feed it, to give it to her father-in-law called Aeson. Why? To rejuvenate him, to bring back his youth. That did bring back the youth of old Aeson. Lorenzo says, in such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love, unthrift, maybe a reference to himself, unthrift, a poor lover. So as he fled with Jessica, he was poor. Jessica belonged to a very rich, a daughter of a very rich Jew. So it's a reference to himself with an unthrift love, unthrift, referring to himself. A poor lover did run from Venice as far as Belmont. And Jessica says, in such a night as this, did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith, but never a true one. So according to Jessica, in such a night did young Lorenzo, in such a night, what sort of a night? When the moon shone brightly, when the winds blew softly, gently kissing the trees, and the trees made no noise, in such a night did Lorenzo swear he loved Jessica well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith, but according to Jessica, never a true one. You must understand there is little truth in it. These are two newly married people, and they are pulling each other's legs. They are just joking with each other. It lends a sense of romanticism to the last scene. And Lorenzo says, in such a night did pretty Jessica like a little shrew, Look at the simile, like a little shrew, a quarrelsome woman, slandered her love, insulted her love. Slandered her love, insulted her love by making false statements, false accusations, and he forgave it her. So Lorenzo shows that he is very big-hearted. He is willing to forgive all the slanders that he has faced, that has been heaped upon him by Jessica. I repeat once more, in such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, a quarrelsome woman, slander her love, insulted her love, and he forgave it her. And Jessica says, I would outnight you. Can give more examples than you. However, there is a problem. Did nobody come? So here is someone approaching. And that is why Jessica says that she must stop giving these examples of love, of the different arguments, the conversations between Lorenzo and Jessica. She says, but hark, listen, I hear the footing, the footsteps of a man. Who comes so fast in the silence of the night? Who comes so fast, so silently, in the silence of the night? A friend. So who's approaching? Stefano. And he says, a friend. I am not in a hurry because this is the last act. And after this, it is presumed we finish our syllabus, but I am open to any poem or any act that you tell me to revise. And therefore we will take short portions at a time so that you get enough time to do this, to understand this, and complete your other assignments that you may be getting. Remember, in case of any doubts, do refer to me. Post me, keep me informed about any problems, any doubts that you are having. And if there is anything in your mind about revising, sir, I did not understand this story well, or I did not understand this poem well, please do write to me, because after I finish this act, I intend to take up those stories and poems which you ask me to do. So thank you once again. Take care, stay indoors, and stay safe. Thank you so much.